So guys, just a, a small introduction to secrets of intraday trading. So before you spend 1 hour, 1.5 hours, you should be knowing what with whom you are talking or with whom you are having a discussion. So this is me. This is Abhishek Dubey. Uh, in this market, I've spent around about 16 years. Just to give you an idea, when I started, Sensex was around about 5,000. What you see today as 55, 57,000. Uh, when we started, it was 5,000, right? Right now, you can see me on a platform like a National Stock Exchange, a Bombay Stock Exchange, NISM. In all these platforms, you can see me as a trainer training people across various things, right? So I've got a person like Nidhi, right? So Nidhi is saying, I'm your student of BSc. Excellent, right? So welcome Nidhi. Nice to see old people, old with whom we have a say understanding, right? So I've been working with various organizations, and right now the platform that you are seeing is WealthKosh.com, right? So I'm not going to spend too much time because the session is important and you guys are important. So let us come here and let us start with something called intraday trading. So when we say intraday trading, many of us are not aware about what is intraday trading also, right? So for the benefit of everybody, I'm just spending few minutes to explain you what is a technical meaning of intraday trading, what we are talking about. See, in a cash market, there is a settlement that happens on T plus 2 basis. And for this particular settlement, we calculate our net position, right? We calculate our net position. So suppose, let me ask you one important thing. Now suppose you have bought 200 shares of SBI on Monday. When are you going to get your delivery? When are you going to get your delivery of these 200 shares? On Wednesday? On Wednesday, right? That means T plus 2 Wednesday you are going to get. So guys, now understand one thing. Now guys, understand one thing. Team Maverick, if I can address you like this, you would be getting recording. Don't worry, right? So what happens here is that T plus 2 you are getting your delivery. Now please understand one thing. This calculation is done EOD. EOD means end of the day. When this delivery is going to be calculated? End of the day. And this is calculating on the net basis. This is done on the net basis, right? So now first question is, what is the meaning of net basis? ये net basis होता क्या है? हम ये जो net basis की बात कर रहे हैं, ये होता क्या है? So suppose if you have bought 500 shares in the morning, and in the by closing of the day you have sold 300 stocks. So what is the net stocks you are left with? 200. So what happened to these 300 stocks? So these 300 stocks plus and 300 stocks minus is considered as intraday, right? Is considered as intraday, right? So I hope this is very, very clear now. I don't think so that nobody should have a doubt regarding this. What is intraday, right? So if you buy something today and you square it off that particular thing on that same day, it is going to be known as intraday trading, right? Sandeep, no issues. Understand, if I buy something, I will get the delivery of that particular share after 2 days. But the calculation of what kind of a delivery I am going to get is done on the net basis. And what is the meaning of net basis? Suppose I have bought something, I have sold something, so I have to adjust for that. मैंने अगर 500 क्वांटिटी बाय किया है और मैंने 300 क्वांटिटी सेल कर दिया है, तो मुझे 500 शेयर्स की डिलीवरी नहीं मिलेगी, क्योंकि मैंने तो उसमें से 300 बेच दिया है. आई हैव सोल्ड 300 शेयर्स. सो व्हाट विल हैपन? आई विल गेट the rest of the thing, that is 200. But what will happen to those 300 stocks? How they are going to be calculated? So those stocks are going to be calculated as intraday trade. It is going to be calculated as intraday trade, right? Is this clear? Is this clear? Right? Right? Is this clear? So now, can I say I do investment in intraday? Can I say I do investment in intraday? Because what is happening now? I'm buying something, I'm selling something. I'm buying something, I'm selling something. So my idea is to make money by trading. My idea is to make money by trading. Now there is something very, very important that happens. Now there is something very, very important that happens. And what is that important thing? Please understand here. If you think that the market will go up, what you should do first? Buy or sell? What you should do first? Buy or sell? I will buy here. And later on, suppose the price from 500 goes to 520. What I'm going to do? I'm going to sell here. What I'm going to do? I'm going to sell here. Right? So this is how I'm going to make profit. But suppose I think today the market will go down. Suppose I think today the market will go down. So what I should do first? What I should do first? So I should be selling here, and then I should be buying here later on. So now see here. Now see here. If I am selling something for 500 and it goes to 480, then also I am going to make 20 rupees. Here also I was making 20 rupees. So there is one advantage, that I can trade a rising market also and I can trade a falling market also. अगर मार्केट ऊपर जाएगा, मैं नीचे बाय करूंगा, ऊपर सेल करूंगा. अगर मुझे लगता है मार्केट नीचे आएगा, नीचे, तो मैं ऊपर सेल करूंगा और नीचे मैं बाय करूंगा, राइट? लेकिन अगर मैं एक इन्वेस्टर हूं, तो मेरे पास में बाय के अलावा और कोई ऑप्शन नहीं होता. I am not bringing in derivatives into picture, because if I will bring derivatives into picture, I can hold that position for a longer period of time. I don't have to do intraday only, but derivative trading comes with its share of complications, right? So I am keeping it very simple, that if I think today the market is going to go up, I can buy and sell. If the market is coming down, I can sell and buy, right? So I hope this is pretty clear now. ये एकदम क्लियर है कि इंट्राडे ट्रेडिंग का एक बेनिफिट है मेरे पास, नॉर्मल ट्रेडिंग के अलावा देयर इज अ बेनिफिट दैट आई एम गेटिंग, राइट? So let us go further. Now what happens is, let us be honest, right? Let us be honest. What happens? I am not here to sell you dreams. I'm not here to sell you dreams. So we should be having an idea what is myth and what is a fact, right? The truth is, majority of the people lose money trading intraday, or I should say they lose money when they trade. They lose money when they trade, right? And if you can see, it is very, very clearly written. Many people believe that intraday trading is a short-term random trading. People think it is a T20. मुझे टर्मिनल ओपन करना है सुबह सुबह, बाय सेल कुछ तो मुझे करते रहना है. If I keep on doing buy sell, people believe that they are doing intraday trading, and they believe that intraday trading is spontaneous. Unless and until the market is not open, they cannot think about intraday trading. They cannot prepare themselves for intraday trading. Majority of the people approach intraday trading in a random way, right? Now, many people start trading on a part-time basis. They are doing something, and what they are doing, they are trying to trade, and they have made some money, right? Now what they assume is, if tomorrow I leave my job or I leave my business and I spend the entire day in front of my screen, I will start making money. I will start making money. So it doesn't happen like this. Intraday trading is a specialized ball game. So one has to be prepared for them. So now what happens? The truth is majority of the people lose money, but the reality is intraday trading is not random. Intraday trading is not random. So there is a method behind this madness. People think that it is madness. The market starts, market चालू होता है, उसके बाद में उठा पटक चलते रहती है, and कुछ लोग पैसा कमाते हैं, कुछ लोग पैसा गंवा देते हैं. But there is a method behind this madness. So how your day should start and how the day should end, right? So once I'm here, I have got two questions. Now we have to decide where we want to go. The minority winning traders or the majority, those who are losing traders. Now the point is, just by deciding that nobody wants to be a losing trader, everybody wants to be a winning trader. But the point is, are we ready to give in what is required to become a winning trader? I'm not talking about money. I am not talking about money. Because whenever person thinks about becoming a winning trader, he should know what is required out of him. मैं आपको एक इंसिडेंट शेयर करता हूं. एक बंदा है, he is 18 years of old and his weight is round about 95 kg, and suddenly at the age of 18 he realized, watching football on TV or anywhere else, that he wants to become a footballer. Guys, tell me, with this weight and at this age, can he become a footballer? Can he become a footballer? No, no, right? But suppose he wants to give it a try. More than age, first he has to lose his weight. Is he willing to lose his weight? If he has to lose his weight, he has to compromise on his eating and he has to start exercising. But everybody wants to be a footballer, but nobody wants to live the life of a footballer. They want to live the life after party mood of the footballer, right? So we should be knowing at least. Now आपका एक क्वेश्चन हो ही सकता है कि ठीक है, माइनॉरिटी नहीं रह, हमको माइनॉरिटी रहना है, हमको विनिंग ट्रेडर बनना है. बट अगर मुझे एक विनिंग ट्रेडर बनना है, इफ आई वांट टू बिकम अ विनिंग ट्रेडर, इफ आई वांट टू बिकम अ विनिंग ट्रेडर, व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड आउट ऑफ मी? व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड आउट ऑफ मी? मुझे तो पता होना चाहिए ना कि क्या क्या लगता है, क्या करना पड़ता है और वो कैसा होता है. So what we are going to do is, we are going to understand it in a structured manner. Like I told you in the starting, मैंने आपको पहले ही बोला था स्टार्टिंग में, I am not going to do that the normal routine webinar where I am showing you this, that and all those stuff. We are going to go step by step. So by now we are mentally prepared that we are doing something dangerous, right? And if you are doing something dangerous, you should be knowing where the pitfalls are, right? First of all, let me take a idea. How many of you know how many styles of intraday tradings are there? I'm not asking you the explanation. I'm just knowing the name. How many styles of intraday tradings are there? Basic styles I'm talking about. I'm not talking about a unique one, right? Buying, selling, current, Vikrant is saying swing, scalp, day, technical, scalping, trading, swing, okay. Fundamental, okay. Anything else? Anything else? Right. Scalping is coming again and again. बहुत सारे लोग scalping का नाम ले रहे हैं. Option hedging, ठीक है. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Intraday options trading. But that is not a name, na, Karan? That is not a name, na. That is a segregation that I am trading intraday option. So now see here. Now see here. This is everybody told. Almost everybody told scalping. This is what everybody told scalping, right? So what do we mean by scalping? Scalping is extremely short-term trading. Extremely short-term trading. Here, the trader is going to frequently enter a trade and exit a trade. And he is going to do multiple trades and his time frame will be very, very short. तो अगर आप लोग चार्ट टाइम फ्रेम का मतलब समझते हो, if you understand the meaning of chart time frame, you might be trading in 1 minute or less. You might be trading in 1 minute or less, right? So इसका ये मतलब नहीं है, it doesn't mean that your trade will get over in 1 minute, but the point is your chart time frame would be very less, right? Now there is something called fading, there is something called momentum, and there is something called support and resistance, right? Now many of you might be asking, sir, why not there is a breakout trade? Why there is no breakout trade? People have listened, heard about breakout trade, na? Many people would have heard about breakout trade. हम सब ने कभी ना कभी ब्रेकआउट ट्रेड के बारे में सुना होगा ना, कि एक ब्रेकआउट मिला मुझे, भाव एकदम से बढ़ गया, एकदम से गिर गया, ब्रेकआउट और ब्रेकडाउन. तो वो नाम क्यों नहीं है यहाँ पे? Why that name is not there? Why that name is not there? Why that name is not there? Because अब आप मुझे आंसर करोगे, क्या ब्रेकआउट बिना मोमेंटम के हो सकता है? क्या ब्रेकआउट बिना मोमेंटम के हो सकता है? कैन अ ब्रेकआउट हैपन विदाउट अ मोमेंटम? So guys, don't you think breakout is a subset of a momentum trade? Breakout is a subset of a momentum trade. Momentum के और भी types होते हैं. There are other types of momentum also. You don't need to have breakout every time. But my one question remains same. Can there be a breakout without a momentum? No, there cannot be a breakout without a momentum. There cannot be a breakout without a momentum. So guys, see, this is what education does to you, right? आपको ना समझ में आना स्टार्ट होता है, एक स्ट्रक्चर है, रैंडमली काम नहीं हो रहा है, right? Now, अब आप मुझे खुद बताओ, विदाउट सपोर्ट एंड रेजिस्टेंस क्या ब्रेकआउट हो सकता है? There are other ways also, but majority of the time it would be done on a support and resistance. And support and resistance का मतलब वो horizontal lines नहीं होती. There are multiple things that are known as support and resistance, and there can be a breakout also, right? So guys, breakout is a combination of a momentum with support and resistance, right? Now there is something called fading. There is something called fading. Now tell me, suppose I make something like this. मार्केट ऊपर जा रहा था, मार्केट ऊपर जा रहा था, अब धीरे धीरे करके नीचे आ रहा है. What was the trend earlier? What was the trend earlier? What was the trend earlier? Up or down? What kind of a trend was there? The trend was up, right? But at the end of the day, what started to happen? The trend started to come down. But एकदम से तो आपका डाउन ट्रेंड नहीं चालू होता ना. It is not that the market is there in an uptrend or a downtrend. It can happen like this also, na? Right? Right? So my question is, if I want to trade this, don't you think I have to trade contra strategies? Don't you think I have to trade contra strategies? That means I have to trade something that is losing the momentum. The uptrend is losing the momentum. I'm trying to catch that particular thing, right? So my question is very, very simple now. Once again, I'm asking you a question. It is very simple. Whenever you talk to a trader, so-called trader, my point is very, very simple. If he knows what he's doing, whether he's trying to trade a fading, whether he's trying to trade a momentum, or whether he's trying to trade a support and resistance, the chances are sooner or later he will get a grip of the market. But the truth is, majority of the people, more than 95% of the people, know only one thing. मैं buy करूंगा, sell करूंगा. I will buy and sell. If I am making profit, I am happy. If I am making a loss, I will feel sad. But I will not spend time in understanding what kind of a market structure I am supposed to trade. What kind of a market structure I am supposed to trade. This is the reason people get stuck with a PNB intraday. I was supposed to do intraday PNB. Now I have the PNB is with me. I was trading say Idea or a Yes Bank for intraday. Then I carried that position and I am stuck with that because I believe that stock is going to make money for me. I will not do any hard work. The stock is going to make money for me. It doesn't happen like this. It doesn't happen like this. There is a structure. There is a structure that you have to understand. How to do a scalping, how to do a fading, how to do a momentum, how to do a support and resistance. These all things I should be knowing. These are the all things that I should be knowing, right? Now, see, if you are a successful trader, obviously your career would be made. There are a lot of people, right? And see, few of my students are working with me also now, right? So they trade for themselves and they are working with us and they are helping our investors and traders to trade better because they are the person who has got a financial education. Now what they are doing is they are passing on that knowledge to the clients, right? So obviously you can have a career, you can become a prop trader, right? So there are n number of things that you can do, right? But guys, let us come back. So now we know we should be knowing what are the styles of trading. What are the styles of trading, right? Now, how many of you know that there is a segregation of a time? There is a segregation of a time for intraday, right? So let me ask you one thing. Majority of us believe that intraday trading is random and intraday trading is like a T20. I have to come and hit. But in reality, intraday trading is like a one-day match. Intraday trading is a one-day ODI match, right? So if you are interested in say cricket, you might be able to relate this. But if you are not also, you will be able to understand what I'm trying to say. My point is, in a 50-over match, how the day is segregated. First 5 overs, people are a bit watchful because the bowler is also fresh and the batsman is trying to adjust. So there is a 5-over window where somebody would be trying to get their eyes in. But on the longer duration, there is a 15-over window where people attack in general. So there is a lot of action. Then till over 40, that means from 15 to 40, it is a consolidation time. And from 40 to 50, again the slog over starts. Can we relate to this? हमको ये चीज समझ में आ रही कि नहीं आ रही? हम अभी इंट्राडे ट्रेडिंग तो नहीं कर रहे ना, हम इंट्राडे ट्रेडिंग तो नहीं कर रहे, बट देयर इज अ टाइम ना. दिस इज हाउ इट इज डन. It is how it is done, right? So when I say intraday trading, do we know how this time is segregated more or less? It is not written in stone. It is not prescribed by exchange, or it is not prescribed by the regulator. My point is very simple. Do we have an idea how the time is segregated for intraday? So it is something like this. First is 9:15 to 9:30. The market opens at 9:15. So I have to be very watchful between 9:15 to 9:30 in most of the cases. But suppose I'm trading a breakout or something other specific thing, then I can take a chance. But the first 15 minutes, one has to be very careful. And if you talk to any normal person, he is most active during this period, because before the market starts, he is getting some information either from the broker, either from the media, it may be print media or the electronic media, and he is very excited. To trade that particular stock. Guys, do you remember yesterday or say today morning, there were some news about Exide Industries? Are we aware that there was some news regarding Exide Industries? Right? So, guys, just give me a second. I'm trying to show you something. Just see it. What happened? If I have traded based on this, what would have happened? But what happened after the gap up opening? Karan, what happened after the gap up opening? The market went down and down, right? So one has to be very careful. Before doing something between 9:15 to 9:30. So there is disclaimer, na, these stunts are performed by experts. Be cautious while doing it at home, right? So something like that. Don't try to be too active between 9:15 to 9:30, because that is the time where the things are getting settled, right? Rakesh, for that, you have to start, right? You have to start. You cannot directly become an expert. If I want to become a pilot also, I have to start. Then slowly and slowly, I progress and I become a trained and a perfect pilot, right? So this is one thing. Now, can you see the next one that we have segregated is there is a time between 9:30 to 11. There is a time between 9:30 to 11 where a lot of stuff is happening, and guys, there is a particular way to trade between 9:30 to 11. So there is a specialist indicator that works, right? Gaurav, you would be getting the recording. So there is a just be with the WhatsApp group. WhatsApp group would be very important for you. You will get the communications there, right? So there is a specialist indicator that you can use between 9:30 to 11 or 11:30. So it is not written in stone that once 11 o'clock has happened, I will not do this. You should be having this common sense that there is a starting period between 9:30 to 11 where you are not supposed to do certain kinds of a trade, and you are encouraged to do a certain kind of a trade, right? So there are certain specific setups that you should be trading between 9:30 to 11. Then comes a time, a very, very crucial time that most of the people ignore. If you utilize a time between 11 o'clock to 12:30 or 12:45 to 1, you can identify a lot of trade between 11 and 1. 11 and 1. You might not get entry at that particular time. आपको entry शायद ना मिले, उस समय आपको शायद entry ना मिले, right? But आपको एक चीज समझ में आ जाएगी, सेटअप तैयार हो चुका होता है, सेटअप तैयार हो रहा होता है या हो चुका होता है. Once it is done, it is consolidating, na? If it is consolidating, Gaurav, it will give you an opportunity, right? And what happens? Then the slog over starts, right? And it might not happen at 12:30, but after 1 to I have written 3:30, but technically you would be having time till 3:15 only. Because by that time, most of the brokers would be squaring off your position. Intraday position would be squared off between 12:30 to say 3:15. 12:30 to 3:15, right? So guys, let us understand this. Now let us understand this. We have done a lot of understanding. Now let us do some deep diving into some specific charts. Now let us come here. Let us come to Titan, right? So we are looking at a 15-minute chart. What happened in the morning? What happened in the morning to Titan? What happened in the morning to Titan? Titan shot up. Then what happened? It consolidated. And then finally what happened? It gave you a breakout. Right? Right? And this is where we took our trades today. It was frustrating. We have not bought it here. We have bought it here. But after that it fell. But eventually it went up. And finally we were able to book our profits. So guys, can you now visualize this? That even if a stock is going up, see, if I join this and this is a nice uptrend, na? Guys, can you see here? If I join this with this, it is a nice uptrend, right? But if you see closely, what will happen? You will realize that there is a certain structure in the market, right? There is a certain structure in the market that says there is a high possibility that you will have a dull moment for some time, right? So guys, are you getting an idea about the importance of timing? How you can be mentally prepared? How you can be mentally prepared? What can happen when, right? What can happen when? So I hope अब आपको थोड़ा सा एक आइडिया लग रहा होगा कि ये रैंडम नहीं है, ये जो ट्रेड्स होती हैं ये रैंडम नहीं है, राइट? ये जो ट्रेड्स होती हैं ये रैंडम नहीं है, राइट? now I know now I know what is intraday trade. Now I know I should be mentally prepared for this, and now I also know one more thing, that there are certain timings that I should be aware of, and my trade should happen more or less as per my time. It should happen more or less as per my time. So just one more important thing that you should be understanding here is, see guys, जब भी आप कोई ट्रेड्स देखते हो ना, so there is something going in your mind. Then what happens? There is a price action that happens. And finally what happens? There is a trade setup. So you should be mentally prepared first. That we have understood. Now we have to understand how the price action happens, how the price action happens, and how a trade setup happens. So जैसा मैंने आपको पहले कहा ना, मैक्सिमम लोग क्या सोचते हैं, इंट्राडे ट्रेडिंग क्या है, रैंडम है. मैक्सिमम लोग क्या सोचते हैं, इंट्राडे ट्रेडिंग जो है वो रैंडम है. बट हम यहाँ पे क्या कर रहे हैं, हम एक चीज समझने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि हमारा एक ट्रेड सेटअप होना चाहिए. वी शुड बी हैविंग अ ट्रेड सेटअप इन प्लेस. If there is a trade setup in place, what I can do, I can identify good trades. I can identify good trades. अभी थोड़ी देर पहले मैंने आपको कौन सा स्टॉक दिखाया था? अभी थोड़ी देर पहले मैंने आपको कौन सा स्टॉक दिखाया था? What was the stock that I showed you? Titan, right? Now I have shown you in connection with the time. I have shown you in connection with the time. So my point is only time a factor, or was there any other factor going on? So guys, remember few things. Guys, this is high, this is low, this is high one, this is low one. What is this trend known as? Uptrend or a downtrend? इस ट्रेंड को हम क्या कहते हैं, अप ट्रेंड या डाउन ट्रेंड? हम इसको क्या कहते हैं, हम इसको कहते हैं अप ट्रेंड. क्यों कहते हैं हम इसको अप ट्रेंड? व्हाई डू वी कॉल दिस एज अ अप ट्रेंड? व्हाई डू वी कॉल दिस एज अ अप ट्रेंड? Why do we call this as a uptrend? Very good. Higher highs and higher lows, right? Now guys, tell me, once it is here, it is very simple. See, trading should be simple. If it is complicated, na, it is a stunt, right? It is not a genuine trade. Now, do I have this figure mark? Do I have this figure mark, the high one? If it is a genuine uptrend, what will happen? When the prices will go above this, will it make a new high or not? It will make a new high. And the point is not the next new high. The point is, it might make an H2. It can make this also, na, L2. But what will happen? Very quickly it will go up also. Very quickly it will go up also. Why? Because the market structure. This is the market structure. Guys, understand, this is a market structure. So can I initiate a buy here? Can I initiate a buy here? Right? Guys, one more thing that you should understand. आपको एक और बात समझनी पड़ेगी. मार्केट इतना सिमेट्रिकल होता है क्या? मार्केट इतना सिमेट्रिकल होता है क्या? नहीं ना. Market is not this symmetrical, right? It is not this perfect. So guys, what happens? Many times you will get something like this. But guys, still I can mark this. Na? Can I mark this? Can I mark this level? Can I mark this level? 100% I can mark. So if the price starts to go up, I can buy na. I can buy na. Right? Right? So guys, see, is this complicated or is this simple? Is this complicated or is this simple? Is it complicated? It is simple, right? But guys, see, surprisingly, majority of us, हम इस पे फेल करते हैं. हम इसको ट्रेड करने में फेल करते हैं. कैसे फेल करते हैं वो आप देखो. मोस्ट ऑफ अस हम डिबेट करते हैं लाइन चार्ट अच्छा है कि कैंडलस्टिक अच्छा है. वी डिबेट whether the line chart is good or the candlestick chart is good. We debate something like this, whether the line chart is good, whether the line chart is good or the candlestick chart is good. If you want to identify a higher high and a higher low, the best way is to convert your chart into a line chart. Right? Now guys, see here. Now guys, see here. I am talking about this point. Remember I told you after 12:30 the slog over starts, and it can happen after 1 also, 1:30 also. I told you this, na? Right? I told you this, right? During the market timing. So don't you think round about 12:30 to 1, it is a good idea to see what a particular stock is doing? What a particular stock is doing, right? Now guys, can you see it gave us a breakout here? Can you see it gave us a breakout here? The prices went a little bit up. The yellow line, आपको क्या येलो लाइन के ऊपर जाता हुआ दिख रहा है? आपको क्या ये येलो लाइन के ऊपर जाता हुआ दिख रहा है? Can you see this particular stock going above the yellow line? Right? So now see here, suppose I have bought it here also. Nothing was happening here. But what happened? It started to go up during the later half of the day, last half of the day. Right? So guys, am I doing anything random? Am I doing anything random? Am I doing anything random? No, I'm not doing anything random. No? I am not doing anything random here. Right? Now, the question is, how I reached to this particular stock. How I reached to this particular stock. There might be a reason why I went to Titan. There might be a reason why I went to Titan. It may fall after consultation also, right? But Abhishek, kindly understand. From 11:30, what is the market structure? From 11:30, what is the market structure? How the prices are behaving? How the prices are behaving? No, Abhishek, it is not about prices going up. Look at the market structure. This is the high. this is the low, this is the high, this is the low, this is the high. The market is making a higher high or not? The market is making a higher high or not? So guys, I am not predicting that after a consolidation the prices are supposed to go up. I am not predicting. Guys, understand this, right? Understand this, right? Now there is one more important thing here. There is one more important thing here. It is not about news. It is not about news. See, Mr. Vikrant, see here. After this, the market started to go up. This particular stock started to go up, making a higher high and a higher low. So I can mark this line, and once I see the prices going up, I am taking a buy position. I am taking a buy position, right? Now the point is, how we zeroed it on this particular stock. I could have seen any other chart, na? I could have seen any other chart. Why we zeroed in on this particular stock? Why we zeroed in on this particular stock? So there are two reasons. There are two reasons. First, there is a thing called scanning the market. There is a thing called scanning the market. That we have done it in the morning. That we have done in the morning. But now I will show you something. See here. See. Now guys, can you see? I have just taken a screenshot. It is nothing else but a screenshot. Is this visible? It is nothing else but a screenshot. Is this visible? You might not be getting a clarity here. You might not be getting a clarity here, a very good clarity, right? But the point is, can you see green stocks? Can you see all these green stocks? Right? So now can you see here this Titan? Can you see here? Can you see this stock called Titan? Right? So now what happened was, we identified that there is a long built up that is happening in Titan. But because of long built up we have bought, or we bought because there was a market structure. It was a combination of this. And during scanning, because of this high volume, it was already in our radar. So can you see a method here? Can you see a method here? We were having a volume. Then we identified through our OI analysis. And later on, we looked at a chart, we did something, and we have approached this. But how people will react? Sir, OI to change hota rehta hai. OI keeps on changing. I am not trading only on the OI na. Sir, volume bhi to kam zyada ho hi jata hai. Volume se hi thodi pata chalega. People want a simple solution. OI is a long build up, it should give me. OI is a long build up, it should give me, right? Avinash, see, volume means exchange takes the volume as either buy or either sell. Kindly understand, right? It is very simple. Can a buy happen without a sell? Equal quantity of sell? नहीं हो सकता ना. क्या sell buy के बिना हो सकता है? नहीं हो सकता. So अगर 100 बाय हुआ है तो 100 सेल हुआ है, राइट? Mr. Vikrant, see, OI is a bit technical concept, right? That I explain, but basically the name suggests long built up. That means people are looking for a buy, right? People are bullish. OI on the long built up means people are bullish. That doesn't mean the price will go up only. Otherwise, it would have been too easy, na? See a long built up and buy. See a long built up and buy. But ऐसा नहीं होता. आपको स्टॉक्स को भी स्टडी करना पड़ेगा, राइट? नाउ सी हियर Let us go to one more stock. And this particular stock is Polycab. Now see here. This is the high of the morning. Can you see? This is the high of the morning. Can you see? This is the high of the morning. Is this visible? Is this visible? Is this visible? Now see what is happening from 11 o'clock. The market is trying to go up. The market is trying to go up. Right? Now can you see there is an exceptional increase in the volume also while it is trying to go up? While it is trying to go up. Right? Suppose you have bought it here. Suppose you would have bought it here. Your stop loss would be hit or not? Your stop loss would be hit or not? Your stop loss would be hit. So guys, now let me ask you one question. Same setup, everything is same. Same setup, everything is same. What you did here? What you did here? How many trades you took? How many trades you took? How many trades you took? How many trades we took? We took 2 trades, na? We took 2 trades. Right? Now guys, tell me how many trades were right? 1 right and 1 wrong. Guys, tell me, was my setup more or less same or not? More or less, my setup was same or not? My setup was same. Now people think doing right trade is the same, right? Vikrant, see, on the hindsight it looks you would have bought here, but my question is, the breakout happened here na? Can you see the breakout happened here? तो आप यहाँ पे बाय करोगे ना, जैसे आपने लास्ट टाइम किया था. तो आपको लगता नहीं आप यहाँ कहीं का स्टॉप लॉस रखोगे पिछले लो का? वो जस्ट आपका स्टॉप लॉस खाके बंद हो गया. Understand this, right? Suppose you have not bought it, that is a different story, but I am giving you an actual thing that happens. See, I am doing a one-day webinar. I can show you rosy picture and I can run away. But at the end of the day, see guys, I meet people, I connect with people. So at the end of the day, you and me can meet at a later date also, right? So one has to be very clear what we are talking about. So what happens? I was right one time, I was wrong one time. But today should be my profitable day or a loss making day. With this trade, I should end my day on a profitable note or on a loss making note or on a no profit no loss zone. On a no profit no loss zone. It should end in a profit. So there is another secret for trading. Whenever you trade, your win should be big and your loss should be small. For this, you have to learn risk management. And this is very, very important stuff. This is a very, very important stuff, right? How to manage your trades, how to manage your trades, how to manage your risk, how to do the money management. It is very, very crucial for your trading. It is not as simple as that, Vikrant. See, 1 is to 2. 1 is to 2 is a very good risk reward. But my point is, if I'm trading a momentum, I might get 1 is to 3 also. So I should understand that if I am on a right trade, how to maximize that also, how to ride that particular trend. Because if you don't make in few trades 1 is to 3 or 1 is to 4 also, you are not going to scale up your trading. Scaling up your trading is also important. It is not something rigid like 1 is to 1, 1 is to 2 or 1 is to 3, right? We should be having a plan for it. Plan for it. There are ways, Vikrant, there are ways to identify the exit points. But see, I'm talking a general thing right now with a particular setup. But for a momentum, there is a way to put a stop loss. For a reversal, there is a way to put a stop loss. So there are different ways for putting up a stop loss, right? Is this clear, guys? Is this clear, guys? Right? Now, my point is, are you interested in understanding one more kind of a setup where we can use some indicator? Are we interested in understanding one more kind of a setup? Right, guys, I promised you that this 1.5 hours, 2 hours is going to be pure learning. It is going to be pure learning, right? So let us come here. Let us come here. So guys, we are going to discuss this week only because we are doing intraday, na? So we have to discuss this week only, right? I'm not going to some past, too many past data. Now see here what I'm doing. Now see here what I'm doing, right? And you have to be very agile, and you have to be watching me what I'm doing. You have to be watching me what I'm doing, right? So guys, I am taking something called 1 day chart. What I am taking? I am taking a 1 day chart, right? Right? The chart is clean, the chart is naked, and I'm adding an indicator. What is the indicator that I'm adding? I'm adding an indicator called pivot points. What I'm doing? I'm adding an indicator called pivot points, right? So guys, can you see there is this kind of a numbers that is thrown to you? So many numbers, P, R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, right? Right? So you are getting this kind of a numbers, right? So guys, do we need so many numbers? Guys, do we need so many numbers? No, we don't need so many numbers. We don't need so many numbers. Our trade has to be simple. Our trade has to be simple. So what I'm doing here, I'm eliminating all the other numbers. I made it simple. And let us go here. Let us go here. Guys, tell me, looking at today's market, today the indices were positive. Today the indices were positive, and the stock was also positive. But did it give you a breakout? Did it give you a breakout? No, no. Now, do I have to put my head higher high, higher low? What is the market structure? Do I have to put all those things? Do I have to do all those things? Do I have to do all those things? No, no. It is done for you. It is done for you. Right? Now see it. Yesterday, it gave you a breakout or not? Yesterday, it gave you a breakout or not? Right? Yesterday, it gave me a breakout. Yesterday, it gave me a breakout. Right? But guys, see, there is one important thing. There is one important thing that I should understand. That I should understand here is a simple breakout is not my setup. A simple breakout is not our setup. Our setup says it has to break yesterday's high also. It has to break yesterday's high also, right? So whenever I am looking at this particular picture, suppose this is today. Suppose this is today. Was this yesterday's high or not? Can you see here? 4024 was yesterday's high. Can you see here? Right? And the first candle itself has broken. So have I traded because it has broken yesterday's high? No. Yesterday's high was one of my parameter. Today I need to watch the breakout of the first resistance. I need to watch the breakout of the first resistance. Right? Is this trade setup very clear? Is this trade setup very clear? Is this trade setup very clear? I need two things here. I need two things here. First, a good closing. I need a good closing above the resistance. And I need to see whether it is breaking the previous day or not. Whether it is breaking the previous day or not. Right? Mr. Raman, see, what we do is I teach people how to do scanning, right? It has to be done in a certain way, right? And there are not only one parameters, there are many parameters attached for different strategies, right? And we spend around 1.5 hours understanding this only. We spend round about 1.5 hours understanding scanning only. So scanning is nothing like a magical wand. It has to be done in a structured way, right? So there are ways you can identify this stock, right? There are ways you can identify this stock. And you, first and foremost, there are certain categories where you can find it a day prior. Say today when it is closing, right? You can get it, right? Mr. Vikrant, see, it is very important that you should be knowing at least 4 or 5 strategies. Then only you will realize what kind of a trading strategies are benefiting you. So how to trade. So this is done in a structured manner. You have to be doing it in a structured manner, right? There is a query from Oppo, right? Where can I found your recorded video? So are you talking about this particular session? Are you talking about this particular session where I can found your recorded video? Are you talking about this particular session? Right. Guys, I told you WealthKosh, it will be available in website itself. It will be available in the website itself. Right? Right? So guys see, my point is, guys, aren't you thinking about what is the role of the pivot? Aren't you interested in knowing what is the role of the pivot here? See, R1 I understood it is a resistance. S1 I understood that it is a support. What is the pivot doing here? What is the pivot doing here? What is the role of the pivot in this strategy? What is the role of a pivot in this strategy? So guys, first and foremost, there is no role of pivot here. There is absolutely no role of pivot here. So then you might be asking, why you are bringing an indicator called pivot points when there is no role of a pivot point here. So guys, please understand, pivots are calculated. Pivots are calculated based on the prices where it made a previous high, previous low, and the previous closing. So there is a calculation that goes on. Then you get a pivot point, and based on pivot point, you get a resistance and support. So because for identifying a support and resistance, we have used an indicator called pivot points. So guys, tell me, if you are having a fever, will you use a Calpol or a Crocin? Will you use a Calpol or a Crocin? Or the answer should be a paracetamol. अगर आपको बुखार आ जाता है, आपको फीवर है, कैल्पोल लोगे, क्रोसिन लोगे, या पैरासीटामोल लोगे? एनी पैरासीटामोल विल डू ना, बट आप कैल्पोल और क्रोसिन एक साथ लोगे क्या? क्या आप कैल्पोल और क्रोसिन एक साथ लोगे क्या? नहीं लोगे ना. You are not going to take a calpol and a crocin together. You are not going to take a calpol and a crocin together. You should be understanding, if I am having a fever, I need a paracetamol, right? So guys, see, if I want to have a breakout, do I need a support and resistance or not? Do I need a support and a resistance or not? If I want to trade a breakout, do I need a support or resistance or not? I need. So either I can draw with my naked eye, or either I can use an indicator. So for this purpose, we have used this particular indicator, right? So guys, can we summarize this again? Can we summarize this again? A simple one. Can we summarize this again? A simple one. I need to have a breakout of yesterday's high and on the resistance level also. Right? So guys, are we interested in looking at few more stocks? Whether it is working or not, or how it can fail, right? So guys, let us come here. Okay, guys, first of all, I have to select my time period. What is my time period? So guys, what happened in the first candle today? It opened with a gap up or not? And it went up or not? Where the wick is higher, on the lower side or on the higher side? Where the wick is higher, on the lower side or the higher side? On the lower side, right? So does it signal a buy or a sell? It signals a buy. Right? And see, this is not happening for the first time. It is not happening for the first time. See here. See this particular trade. Once you know that there is something called this a breakout trade, can you see from here how smartly the prices have gone here, right? How smartly the prices has broken the resistance here, and the volumes are steadily climbing, and the volumes are steadily climbing, and then you get a breakout. So if you have waited too long, you will be buying it here. But if you have traded properly, you could have bought it here, right? So guys, is this making sense? Is this making sense? How could I have entered? Is this making sense? How could I have entered? Right? Now see here. Now see here. What about stop loss? Very good, Yogesh. It is a very important question that you have asked. Now see here. It is something that needs creativity. It is something that needs creativity. So come here and see this. This is the candle you are taking action. Can you see? This is the candle we are taking action. Can you see? This is the candle we are taking action. So I can put a stop loss here. Not this particular candle, but little bit lower here. I can put it at the low of the previous candle. I can put it at the low of the previous candle. Right? Right? Pranav, are you asking any particular question? Pranav, are you asking any particular question? Are you asking any particular question? Because I'm not getting what you are writing. I'm not getting what you are writing. Right. The stop, no, the law, it should not be below day's low. It should be below the candle that you are entering. And in majority of the cases, if you go to the previous candle, it will give you a better stop loss. Right? Mr. Raman, please understand. If it would have, if it would have be 100% success ratio, would we have put a stop loss in place? No, the stop loss is there only for this. I showed you a polycap, how it went down, and I showed you a Titan, how it went right. Same time, everything same. Every setup was same. Every setup was same. But it gave a beautiful buy. But it gave a beautiful buy. Titan. But the buy failed in polycap. Right? So Sagar is asking what is the best strategy for best buy and exit position. Sagar, there is nothing called best. We have to understand ourselves, right? See, I like to trade reversals a lot. As a person, I like to trade a reversal a lot. But guys, see, reversal is one of the riskiest strategy that you can get. Reversal is one of the riskiest strategy that you can get because you are trading against the trend. So that is something that I like, and I make sure my trading is up to that kind of a setup. So once you know 4 or 5 setups, then what can happen? You can practice it, and over a period of time, you'll understand which is working for you the best. So there is nothing called best strategy. It works in YouTube. It works in YouTube, right? Now see here. So Mr. Krishnan is asking how to set a target. Now, if you remember, we have not used this. So are you getting this R3? Are you getting this R3? So Mr. Krishnan, are you getting this? So the indicator itself will give me a probable target. Once I am buying above R1, it can give me R3 also. and many times you can get a R4 also, right? Right. So the indicator itself is helping me here. The indicator itself me is helping here, right? Mr. Vikrant, what happens now? I personally like to make something like this. I personally like to make something like this. Whenever I trade now, there is one primary indicator in my mind that I'm using based on the style of my strategy. So there is one primary indicator, and I use one secondary indicator as a supporting indicator. So if I get a confirmation from two, and these should be complementary, na? These should be complementary indicators. If I get something like this, if I get something like this, then I trade, right? Then I trade, right? So what happens? The ones that I have shown you, we have used one indicator. We have used one indicator like a pivot for our entry, and we have used a setup called the previous day high for our confirmation of that entry. But in many strategies like a reversal or a fading or a momentum, we might be using one more indicator also, and many times we might be using the third indicator for the exit, say a stop loss or a final exit. So that can also happen. So it has to be done, it has to be done like horses for courses. You should be having an idea why I am using a particular indicator, So guys, now just give me one confirmation. Whatever I have explained to you right now, few things. I'm not saying I have taught you everything. Is this helpful or not? Is this informative? Is this helpful? Can you implement it? Or is it too complicated? Can you implement it, or is this too complicated? Right? So right. So it is 100% doable thing, actionable things, right? Thanks, Javed, if you found out it helpful, right? So guys, let me explain you something. What I have done, I have curated a live course during the market hours. Like we are doing it right now, the market has already closed, right? So what we are doing here, we are understanding in this particular course what is intraday. We are understanding how to build a strong foundation for this intraday, how to scan the market, how to identify stock selection, how to identify a particular stock, how to trade the price action. That means how to trade without the help of the indicator like we have done it right now, how to trade the resistance or the support also, the intraday chart patterns, how to identify the market trends, how to analyze the volumes along with the open interest. So if you remember in the Titan one, I showed you the open interest, but I was not able to explain you what is the open interest, how it works, because I was not able to give you that kind of a time, right? Now there are gaps, gap up, gap down. So how to trade that kind of a stuff, how to do a momentum trade, 100% Rakesh, 100%. How to do a momentum trade, how to do a breakout trade, or how to do a reversal trade. But the biggest thing that you can take away from this particular course is how to do risk management. Risk management is the secret sauce. It can make or break your trading career. It can make or break your trading career. Anybody who has traded knows that they have lost money in few trades, not many trades. Big money in few trades, right? But they could have avoided it. How you can avoid it? All these things I discuss in this particular 5-day live course. During the market hours, we are going through this particular course. I'm explaining you the concepts. Parallelly, we are watching the charts also. So many times what has happened, I have explained something at 10:30. Somebody has taken the trade while I'm explaining some other concepts. And by say 12 or 12:30, they are giving me the feedback, what has happened, right? So this is what I've told you, that you would be getting something called a live market class. You will get the recording as well. So that would be available for a year. Then I've curated an ebook that you can use. And there is something called a magical money management sheet that can simplify your trading like anything. It can simplify your trading like anything. So what happens? Everything goes in our mind, how much stocks to trade, how much stop loss to put, how many trades I can take at a time. All these things are automatically done through one single sheet. And that is the money management sheet, right? The doubt clearing that we keep on doing. And this is the offer in front of you. This is the offer in front of you, right? All these things that I would be doing is available to you at 2,999, right? That is available to you at 2,999. And the most important thing, that we are starting this particular session from the coming Monday. So from 10 o'clock in the morning till 12:30, 2.5 hours, we are going to do from Monday to Friday. From Monday to Friday, we are going to conduct this particular session. Suppose if you are too busy, during the market hours, you can watch this recording and go through it in the evening. And suppose you get time next day, you can attend the class also. And in this way, what happens, even if you want to trade during live hours, you can understand how the live charts happens, how the live charts looks like, right?